This is Paula Collenberg, a purse designer who's an expert in classic cars. Tonight, she'll be competing against Brian Duffy, a motorcycle mechanic who's an expert in gourmet cooking, for a chance at over $1 million as the classic of all primetime game shows returns. The $64,000 question. And now, here's your host, Greg Gumbel.
Thank you, and welcome, or I should say welcome back to the show that captivated the nation back in the 1950s. It's back here on CBS. It's bigger and better than ever, the $64,000 question. Now, it's actually a lot more because any player who reaches $64,000 in our famous isolation booth not only gets to keep that cash, but can continue to answer questions and climb to our top prize of over $1 million. And with that said, let's meet our first player.
Okay, that's got to be Brian. Now we'll do the quick walkout by Paula.
That was a look at Paula. Let's now meet player number 2. Paula and Brian, welcome to the $64,000 question. Paula, let's start with you first. A purse designer. Did you study designing purses? Is this something you picked up along the way? What happened?
Well, actually, I've been sewing since I was 10 years old, and then about 3 years ago, my dad's cousin suggested that I start a business by myself, and so I was trying to figure out a way that I could do it without investing too much money and too much time, so purses seemed the most logical.
Now, we can understand all that, but where does the interest in classic cars come in?
Well, I grew up in a family that collects cars. My dad started with a 1931 Chrysler CD, and my brother has a bunch of cars, and then it just sort of fell to me to come next.
All right, we're glad you're with us. Brian Duffy, motorcycle mechanic, gourmet cooking expert. Motorcycle mechanic, gourmet cook. What's wrong with this picture, Brian?
There's a whole stereotype that goes on both ends of that spectrum, and I guess I fit in right in the middle.
I guess I'm seeing you right in the middle of all of these guys on Harleys, the Hells Angels, and you say, time out because I have some Vichyssoise on hand for you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really understand, especially after a hard day. You go home and you're whipping up a flan or something. So,
all right.
A lot of people don't really understand that.
Let me explain to you how our game works. Only one of you will survive this round and be able to win over $1 million in your category of expertise. But first, we start off with a head-to-head challenge to see who gets to $8,000 first. I'm going to ask a series of general knowledge questions. Each question is worth $1,000. After you buzz in, if you get it right, you get the money. If you get it wrong or you don't answer before time expires, then your opponent gets the money. And whoever reaches $8,000 first will go into our famous isolation booth to begin that climb to over $1 million. Now, remember our clean sweep bonus. If either of you wins this round with a score of $8,000 to nothing, we will automatically double your winnings to $16,000 and put you one step closer to that grand prize. Are you both ready?
Yep.
All right, let's play. Hands on buzzers. In the popular Roald Dahl tale, what character gave away golden tickets to his enchanted chocolate factory? Brian.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka is right, and you're on the board first. What country's capital is Stockholm? Paula.
Sweden.
Sweden is right. In the world of magazines, what do the initials GQ stand for? Brian?
Gentleman's Quarterly.
Gentleman's Quarterly puts you in the lead, $2,000 to $1,000. What are the dots on a domino called? Brian?
Pips.
Heard it through the grapevine. Yeah, Gladys Knight and the Pips, but Pips, you're right. John D. Rockefeller made his first fortunes in what type of business? Paula.
Oil.
Oil, petroleum, that's right. Name the captain featured in the Jules Verne novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Paula.
Nemo.
Captain Nemo in the movie played by James Mason, that's right. What city recently witnessed the implosion of its kingdom?
Seattle.
Seattle, Washington. You've broken the tie, Brian. $4,000, Paula $3,000. Whoopi Goldberg won a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for which movie? Brian.
Ghost.
Ghost is right. What is the American equivalent of the British barrister? Brian.
Lawyer.
Lawyer is right. British barrister is an attorney. $6,000 to $3,000. Brian, you're in the lead. From which state does former President Jimmy Carter hail? Paula.
Georgia.
Georgia. What SNL Weekend Update anchor is now host of his own award-winning HBO talk show? Brian.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller. $7,000 to $4,000. You are now just one question away from the win, Brian, but you can only win with a correct answer. A wrong answer from Paula doesn't count for the win, okay? Batman's alter ego is Bruce Wayne. Who is Robin's alter ego? Brian.
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson is correct. $8,000.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brian. You've won $8,000, and you are about to play for over $1 million. Paula, we're sorry you fell short. $4,000 is what you've earned. It's yours to keep. We thank you for joining us here. Brian, come on over. You know where you're headed.
I know where
the
I'm
isolation booth. When we come back, Brian, our motorcycle mechanic, will play for over $1 million in his category of gourmet cooking right after this. Welcome back to the $64,000 question. This is Brian Duffy, who is a motorcycle mechanic by trade and an expert in the area of gourmet cooking. You bet. Did you come here alone this evening?
No, I came with my parents, Bill and Maggie.
Where are they?
Right up there in the audience.
Here's the deal, Brian. You've already won $8,000. That is yours to keep. But now you begin to answer questions only in your category, which is gourmet cooking. We've put you in our isolation booth so you can have silence to think about your answers. We'll start you off with multiple choice questions, doubling the money each time. First to $16,000, then to $32,000, and then to that famous $64,000 question. If you make it that far, you will be guaranteed that amount to take home with you. And then you can continue your climb to $1,024,000. So we'll get rid of all the distractions for you, bring the glass down to the isolation booth. Brian, if you're ready, we will start with the $16,000 question where you will have 3 answer choices. And since we don't give you the option to stop after these next 2 questions, we'll offer you a choice of 2 topics within your field of expertise. Your first 2 topics are Mexico and France. Which would you like?
France.
All right, you've chosen France as your topic. Here's your $16,000 question. What are the 2 main ingredients in coq au vin? Is it A, veal and wine, B, beef and wine, or C, chicken and wine? Brian, what's your answer?
C, chicken and wine.
Chicken and wine and coq au vin is right for $16,000. Brian, now you get to play for the $32,000. Remember, if you are wrong, you go back down to $8,000 and your part in our game is over, okay? For this question, you will have 4 answer choices. Here are your 2 topics: Italian cooking or Indian cooking?
Indian.
All right, Indian cooking. What Indian dish uses potatoes, onions, and 1 protein? Is it A, farinata, B, bindi bhaji, C, chat, or D, baba ganoush? Brian, what's your answer?
Positive it's not D, baba ganoush. I'm gonna go with C, chat.
We're going to register you as an international gourmet expert. That's exactly right for $32,000. All right, Brian, you're at $32,000. If you get the next question right, you will be guaranteed a minimum of $64,000 to take home. But if you're wrong, you go all the way back down to $8,000 and your game is over, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. For the famous $64,000 question. With 5 choices, your topics are critters or fish. Which one appeals to you?
Fish.
Critters don't appeal to you, huh? You've
Not
chosen
my favorite.
fish as your topic. Here comes that all-important $64,000 question, Brian. From which fish does true caviar come? Is it A, a dolphin, B, salmon, C, white snapper, D, sturgeon, or E, skate? For $64,000, Brian, what's your answer?
It's always a tough one for me. I know it's not dolphin. I know it's not white snapper. And I'm positive it's not skate. So it's between salmon and sturgeon. I'm gonna go with B, salmon.
Salmon is incorrect, Brian. I'm sorry, the answer is sturgeon. However, you do get to keep your $8,000. Come on out of there. We thank you for being here on our show, and we'll be back with 2 new experts right after this. Thank you. You bet. Welcome back to the $64,000 question. It's time to meet our next 2 experts. That was a look at Linda. Now let's meet player number 2. Linda and Brad, welcome to the $64,000 question. Ladies first, you won't mind, will you, Brad?
Not at all.
Linda Reed, you're a housewife and a mother, and your area of expertise is college basketball. I can just see the kids going, Mom, I want lunch, and you're saying, not now, honey, we're in the Southwest Regionals or something like that.
That's been known to happen. That's been known to happen.
How'd that come about?
I've always been a sports fan. I'm an only child, and my dad took me to a lot of sports growing up. And in college, I kind of got the college basketball bug, and I've been a fan ever since.
You ever play the game?
No, I'm a horrible athlete.
You know, it's never too late. Get out there and play.
I don't know.
All right, Brad is our bodyguard and economics expert. Am I off base here, or do these seem to be at opposite ends of the spectrum?
They're a little, but I had the opportunity to guard Donald Trump one time, and he's a very warm guy, and he sat me down in the back of his limo and explained to me how my future was going nowhere. And he told me that if you understand economics, you understand business, and if you understand business, you're set.
Did he share some of his knowledge with you?
He told me books to read. He told me books to read,
Yeah.
and we didn't get to spend that much time together, but he did give me some good books, and I read them, and I've been insatiable ever since.
Do you have your own limousine yet?
Not yet.
You haven't read enough
I'm
books,
working
have
on
you,
it.
Brad?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
All right, as you know, we start off with a head-to-head challenge to see who gets to $8,000 first. I will ask a series of general knowledge questions, each question worth $1,000. Whoever reaches $8,000 first gets into the famous isolation booth to start that climb to over $1 million. Remember our clean sweep bonus. For a score of $8,000 to nothing, we will double your winnings to $16,000. Are you both ready? Let's play. Hands on buzzers. What country serves as home to the European version of Disneyland? Linda.
France.
France is right. In the popular children's tale, The Wizard of Oz, what flying animal served the Wicked Witch of the West? Brad.
Monkeys.
Monkeys is right. Some bodyguard you are. Monkeys. What American statesman invented bifocals? Benjamin Franklin. Still tied at $1,000 apiece. Laser and inkjet are types of what common computer accessory? Linda.
Printers.
Printers is right. What liquor shares its name with a brand of adhesive tape? Brad.
Scotch.
A little too quick on the buzzer for that one. You're right. Scotch. You're tied at $2,000 each. What is the square root of 64? Linda.
8.
What popular boy band has members named JC, Justin, Chris, Howie, and Lance? Linda.
NSYNC.
NSYNC is correct. You're in the lead, $4,000 to $2,000. For what movie did Gwyneth Paltrow win an Oscar for Best Actress? Brad. You're out of time, Brad. Shakespeare in Love. Linda gets the $1,000 and now has a $3,000 lead on you. The Brooklyn Bridge connects Brooklyn and what New York City borough? Linda.
Manhattan.
Manhattan is right. Heckle and Jekyll were what kind of cartoon animal? Brad.
Crows.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Magpies is the correct answer. Another $1,000 to Linda, and Linda, you're now at $7,000. Here's what that means. You're just one question away from the win, but you can only win with a correct answer. An incorrect answer from Brad doesn't count for the win, okay? In terms of square miles, what is the world's largest ocean? Linda.
Pacific.
Pacific Ocean is right for the win. Linda Reed, congratulations. You've reached the $8,000 mark and you're about to play for more than $1 million. Brad, we're sorry you didn't make it farther than you did. You've won $2,000. It's yours to keep. We thank you for playing our game with us. Good luck to you. Linda, come on over here. Guess where you're headed? Into the booth is right. Linda is heading to our isolation booth. We'll be back to play for more than $1 million right after this. Welcome back to the $64,000 question. Linda Reed is our housewife and mom, who is our college basketball expert. Who are you here with tonight, Linda?
I'm here with my friend Aaron, my best friend from college.
Oh, yeah? And what college did you guys go to?
We went to Stanford.
Oh, the Stanford Cardinal. You know, no wonder you're a college basketball expert. They've been pretty tough lately.
They sure have.
All right, here's the situation with you, Linda. You won $8,000 in a race to play at our famous isolation booth. That $8,000 is yours to keep. Now, you start up our ladder answering questions in your category of expertise, which is college basketball. We'll start you off with multiple choice questions. We'll double the money each time, first to $16,000, then to $32,000, and finally to that famous $64,000 question. If you make it that far, you're guaranteed that $64,000 to take home, and then you can continue your climb to over $1 million, okay? Linda, let's get rid of all the distractions for you and bring the glass down to our isolation booth. If you're ready, we will start with the $16,000 question, where you will have 3 answer choices. And since we don't give you the option to stop after these next 2 questions, we'll offer you a choice of 2 topics within your field of expertise. Your first 2 topics are opponents or out of time. Which would you like?
Let's try out of time.
Out of time it is. Here's your $16,000 question, Linda. Who called timeout when there were none left for his team at the 1993 NCAA title? Was it A, Chris Webber, B, Juwan Howard, or C, Jalen Rose? For $16,000, Linda, what is your answer?
A, Chris Webber.
For Michigan against North Carolina, it was Chris Webber. Congratulations. Linda, now you get to play for $32,000. Remember, if you are wrong, you go back down to $8,000 and your part in the game is over, okay? For this question, you will have 4 answer choices, and here are your 2 topics. College titles or college losers? Which will it be?
Titles, please.
College titles is your topic. Here's your $32,000 question. Which of the following players never won an NCAA championship? Was it A, Patrick Ewing, B, Ed O'Bannon, C, Donald Williams, or D, Wilt Chamberlain? Linda, what do you say?
I know Ed O'Bannon won one, Patrick Ewing won one, and I'm pretty sure Donald Williams played for North Carolina, so I'm going to go with D, Wilt Chamberlain.
A great player who never won an NCAA championship. Wilt Chamberlain is absolutely right, Linda. Linda, you're rolling along. You're up to $32,000 now. If you get the next question right, you will be guaranteed a minimum of $64,000 to take home. But again, I remind you, if you're wrong, you go all the way back down to $8,000, and your part in our game is over, okay?
Okay.
Here we go for the famous $64,000 question with 5 choices. Your topics are coaches or teams. Which one appeals to you?
How about coaches?
Coaches it is. Linda, get ready. Here comes that all-important $64,000 question. Which of the following coaches has the most wins? Is it A, Don Haskins, B, Jerry Tarkanian, C, Ralph Miller, D, Lou Henson, or E, Marv Harshman? For $64,000, Linda, what's your answer?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm looking at A and B. I'm going to go with A, Don Haskins at UTEP.
The man coached at UTEP and won 703 games. Don Haskins, congratulations. Linda, you have answered and won the $64,000 question. You still have a ways to go before you're done on our show. After this break, you will play for at least $128,000, and if she's really good, she can turn that into over $1 million. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the $64,000 question. We are here with one Linda Reed, a housewife and a mom who is an expert. Boy, you're some expert so far in the field of college basketball. All right, Linda, you've already answered the $64,000 question correctly, and it's time for more. How much more? Well, you're only 4 questions away from over $1 million, and here's how it works. There's no risk to play for this level, worth $128,000. The next question is worth $256,000, then $512,000, all the way to our top prize of $1,024,000. I'm going to ask you a question with 2 parts, but no multiple choices, no topics to select. If you answer both parts correctly, you will win the $128,000 and get a chance to continue your climb. If you miss, you will still keep your $64,000. Remember, you can answer either part first, okay? Let's separate you from all the noise in the studio so you have some time to think. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This question is about the 1999 NCAA tournament. For $128,000, answer the following. Part 1, which team did Duke beat 99-58 in the first round of the Eastern Division? Part 2, who did Mount St. Mary's lose to in the second round in the Midwest? You will have 30 seconds to think about your answers. Your time starts now. Your time is up, Linda. Here is your two-part question again. We want to know the team that Duke defeated in the first round of the East Division of the 1999 NCAA tournament. And we want to know what team defeated Mount St. Mary's in the second round of the Midwest. Which part would you like to answer first?
I'll answer the second part first, please.
All right, the second part. Who did Mount St. Mary's lose to in the second round of the Midwest? Home audience, see if you can guess from these choices only you at home can see. Linda, your answer.
Michigan State.
By a score of 76-53, it was the Spartans of Michigan State. That's correct. Now for the second part. For $128,000. The team that Duke beat in the first round of the East Division. Linda doesn't see these choices, but you at home do. Linda.
For some reason, I remember this game, and I'm not sure why, but it was Florida A&M.
For $128,000, that's absolutely right, Linda. Linda, you now have a decision to make. Do you risk that $128,000 for a chance at $256,000? This will be a three-part question if you decide to go for it. And if you miss any part, you leave with $64,000. The topic is about career records. What's your decision?
I'm going to go for it.
All right, Linda, let's see how well you do on your $256,000 question, a three-part question. We want you to identify the NCAA players who hold these career records. 1, the most three-point shots made in NCAA history. Number 2, who holds the lifetime career record for steals. And number 3, the leader in blocked shots. Here's your 30 seconds to think about your answers. Linda, your time is up. How are you feeling in there?
I'm a little nervous.
All right, we're
Just
pulling
a tiny
for
bit.
you. We're pulling for you. Here's your question again. We want to know who made the most three-point shots in NCAA history, who holds the lifetime record for steals, and who is the leader in blocked shots. Which part would you like to answer first?
I'm going to answer the last one first because I'm pretty sure on that one.
All right, the last one, part 3, who is the leader in blocked shots? And for our home viewers, you can play along with these choices. And Linda, we ask you for your answer.
Donald Foyle from Colgate.
492 blocked shots, Donald Foyle from Colgate. That's correct. One down, 2 to go, Linda. Which part would you like to answer next?
The three-pointers.
Part 1. The most three-point shots made in NCAA history. Here are some choices for you at home only. Linda, what do you say?
Curtis Staples. I can't remember the school. I think it's Virginia.
Do you know you're right on both? Curtis Staples, 413 for Virginia. That's correct. Linda, you're one answer away from $256,000. We need the NCAA player who holds the lifetime career record for steals. I bet Linda would love to see these choices, but they're only for you at home. For $256,000, what's your answer, Linda?
Oh, this is a hard one. I'm going to say Eric Murdoch.
A star player at Providence, 376 steals. Eric Murdoch is correct. You've won $256,000. Are you feeling a little less nervous now or a little more
No,
nervous?
more nervous.
Oh, come on, you're having fun. It looks like it. You're just 2 questions away
Oh, boy.
from over $1 million. Do you want to go now for that $512,000 question? Remember, this is a 4-part question. If you miss any one of the 4 parts, you go home with $64,000. Let me tell you what your topic is. This question will be about single game records. What's your decision?
Well, you know, I never gamble on sports, but I'm going to gamble here, and I think I'm going to go for it.
All right, Linda. Linda, it's time to play for more than $500,000 with this question. Identify the players who hold these single game records. Number 1, the most rebounds in a single game since 1973. Number 2, the most points scored in a Division I game. Number 3, the most steals in a single game. And number 4, the player who is tied with Tony Fairley and Avery Johnson for handing out the most assists in a single game. Once again, here's your 30 seconds to think about your answers. Linda, your time is up. I repeat, this is a 4-part question. Part 1, we want who has the most rebounds in a game since 1973. Number 2, the most points scored in a Division I game. Part 3, the most steals in a single game. And Part 4, the player who is tied with Tony Fairley and Avery Johnson for the most assists in a game. Which part of that question would you like to answer first?
I think we'll just take them in the order that you read them. We'll start with the rebounding.
All right. The most rebounds in a single game since 1973. Our audience at home, look at your choices and decide your answer. Linda.
I remember seeing this in my sports record book at home, and I'm going to say David Vaughn. I can't remember the school.
I'll tell you the school. It was Oral Roberts. David Vaughn is correct. "34 rebounds against Brandeis in January of 1973. You're going to go in order, so part 2 will be next.
Yes, part 2.
Who scored the most points in a Division I game? Here are some choices for our home audience so that you can play along. Linda, can I have your answer?
Kevin Bradshaw from USIU.
U.S. International Kevin Bradshaw with 72 points. Linda, 2 down, 2 to go. Part 3 is next?
Part 3.
Part 3. What player registered the most steals in a single game? Home audience, see if you can guess from these choices only you at home can see. Linda?
I'm going to figure you're not going to give me the same guy twice, so I'm going to say Mookie Blaylock from Oklahoma.
Mookie Blaylock twice did it with Oklahoma, 13 in a single game. You are correct. Feels like a long road, and you've come to the end of it for the $512,000 question, Linda. We need the player who is tied with Tony Fairley and Avery Johnson for handing out the most assists in a single game. And for our home viewers, you can play along with these choices. Linda, may I have your answer?
Sherman Douglas from Syracuse.
Linda, we didn't need the school, but Sherman Douglas is absolutely correct for $512,000. What that means, Linda, is you have now won $512,000. You are one step away from more than $1 million. You'll get your chance when we come back in just a moment. Welcome back to the $64,000 question. We are here with Linda Reed, a housewife and a mom who is an expert in college basketball. You've shown that so far this evening, Linda. You've won $512,000, and this is the biggest decision of them all. Do you risk more than $500,000 to play for over $1 million? Let me remind you, this last question requires you to give 5 correct answers, but we give you a safety net. We'll actually give you 6 parts to the question and allow you to miss 1 answer and still win. If you miss 2 parts, you go back down all the way to $64,000. Your topic is about leading scorers. Do you want to quit, or do you go on and play for more than $1 million?
I'm not sure why, but I'm going to go.
All these folks are cheering for you. I am too. Good luck. Let's lower the glass and give you a quiet place where you can collect your thoughts. Here's your chance at more than $1 million. This is your question. Name the leading scorers in terms of average points per game for the 1999-2000 season for 5 of the following 6 teams. Number 1, the University of Connecticut. Number 2, Duke University. Number 3, Temple. Number 4, Arizona State. Number 5, Iowa State. And number 6, the Wisconsin Badgers. Here is your 30 seconds to think about your answers. Your time starts now. Linda, your time is up. Here's your question again. We want the leading scorers for the following teams for the 1999-2000 NCAA season: UConn, Duke, Temple, Arizona State, Iowa State, and Wisconsin. Which part would you like to answer first?
Temple.
The Temple Owls. Who was their leading scorer for the 99-2000 season? Here are some choices for you at home only. Linda.
Mark Karcher.
Pretty good ball player. Mark Karcher it is. What part next, Linda?
Duke, please.
Part 2. Who was the leading scorer, points per game, for the Duke Blue Devils? Linda doesn't see these choices, but you at home do. Linda?
It's another pretty good player, Shane Battier.
Another very good player. Shane Battier is correct. Two down, 3 to go on your road to more than $1 million. Linda, what part is next?
Let's try Wisconsin.
The Wisconsin Badgers. Their leading scorer in terms of points per game. Our audience at home, look at your choices and decide your answer. Linda, who was it?
This is a tough one. They had a few players who were pretty close, as I recall. I'm going to say Mike Kelly.
Mike Kelly is incorrect, Linda. Mark Vershaw averaged 11.7 points a game. Remember, that's safety net. You're still alive because of it. So we keep playing, and remember, you have to get the remaining parts right in order to win, okay? What part do you want next?
Can you repeat the remaining?
The remaining parts are number 1, the University of Connecticut, number 4, Arizona State, number 5, Iowa State.
Connecticut, please.
The University of Connecticut. Think about their leading scorer. Here are some choices for our home audience so that you can play along. Linda.
Just declared early for the NBA draft. I'm positive it's Khalid El-Amin.
A tough little guard. Khalid El-Amin is correct. Linda, you have 2 parts remaining. You have to get both of them right. Which would you like?
Iowa State.
Iowa State's leading scorer. Home audience, see if you can guess from these choices only you at home can see. Who was it?
Well, the only player on their team that I can name is Marcus Fizer.
Awfully good player. Marcus Fizer is right. Now for your last part, Linda. Find that quiet place in your head, okay?
I'm looking for it.
The team is Arizona State, and we need their leading scorer for the 99-2000 season. And for our home viewers, you can play along with these choices. Linda, for $1,024,000, what's your answer?
I'm a huge Pac-10 fan, and I know this is Eddie House.
Eddie House is correct for $1,024,000. Come on out of there.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations to you. Linda Reed has just won $1,024,000. Congratulations to you. I am in awe of your college basketball knowledge.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe it.
Thank you for being here. We thank you for joining us, everyone, and we will see you next time on the $64,000 question.
If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And check out my Facebook page for other exciting content.
We didn't need the school, but you're absolutely right. Sherman Douglas for $512,000. Linda, what this means is you've won the right to play for more than $1 million. And guess what? You'll have a chance to do that when we come back right after this.